Today, I wanted to talk to you about how to make your manifestation come in faster and the role that saying no or rejecting things that are coming into your life, how important that is. Okay, so first of all, let's talk about what most of us do when we manifest and what we should do. First of all, when you manifest, when you set an intention about what you want, sometimes we're too specific. So you might try to manifest an actual specific person or a specific job or a specific car or house or whatever that is. And that's fine. You can do that, absolutely. But you have to realize that the more specific the physical attributes are, the denser the energy, and so therefore the longer it will take for that thing to manifest in your life, that specific thing. For faster manifestation in general, you want to have a blueprint of what you want to manifest. So you want to have a nice outline like you would for a house. So you want the specifics, the number of bedrooms, bathrooms, the size of the kitchen, etc. But it's not been completed. You haven't chosen all the colors, you haven't chosen all the decor, there's lots more to go. So whatever it is that you're trying to manifest, you really want to start with the blueprint, which is still very intentional, very clear, very detailed, but not targeted to one specific item or scenario or person, etc. So you're keeping it a little bit more open-ended, but not wishy-washy. And actually that's hard to get a feel for. So for those of us who know that we're supposed to manifest with a blueprint rather than a particular object or scenario or experience, the blueprint part is maybe it's a little bit hard to know if we're being specific enough, intentional enough, clear enough. So this is where this video comes in. So assuming that you are already doing the part where you set a clear intention of what you want, but you're allowing a lot of room for the universe to fill in the details and surprise you with all the delights of what it could bring you that's much better than what you could have planned for yourself, then what you need to do is enact this next part. So what will happen is once you have visualized and you have spent a lot of time with the visualization incorporates the thoughts and the feelings about the scenario, what it will feel like to live with this manifestation, what it will look like, your thoughts about it, you're starting to change your beliefs about having it and so on. What will happen then is the universe will start delivering. Start delivering is the key here. It doesn't just deliver it in a box with a bow. Here you go. Here's what I have for you. It's similar to this situation. Let's say that you want to, with your friend or your partner or someone in your family, you want to manifest them bringing you a delicious meal. You want to leave it open-ended. So you might say, but specific enough. So you might say, you know what, I really want a burger. But you haven't said what kind of burger, what sort of, what toppings and fillings you like, what sauces you want, whether you want bacon or not, cheese or not. You've left it, it's specific, but you haven't said, I want a double bacon cheeseburger, because you've just left it open. Let them decide. So then they say to you, well, do you want beef? And you say yes or no. Or do you want a vegan burger? You say no. Do you want spicy sauce? No. Do you want whatever it might be? Okay, so what happens is, to get to the level of clarity to shape the blueprint, the universe does the same thing. The universe will start saying, do you want this? But obviously not in words. The universe won't tap you on the shoulder and go, okay, so you'd like a relationship? Great. So Do you want a person like this? Do you want a person like that? They're not going to ask you verbally. It's not going to be a conversation. When you want to change up your financial situation, it's not going to be a conversation of, or do you want the money in a form of a job? Or did you want the money in form of passive income? Or did you want the money in terms of an inheritance? None of that's good. That's not what's going to happen. The universe just starts delivering you pieces of the blueprint. And by the very nature of a blueprint, a lot of it you don't want. And so a lot of it you need to say no to. You might think, well, that's easy enough. Like, why are you making this video? Do I really need instructions on saying no? Yes, you do. And I'll explain why. So for example, let's say it's a relationship or a job. These are two good ones that I think make it easier to understand. If you have set a blueprint for the type of romantic relationship you want, or you have set the blueprint for the type of job you want, then the universe will start offering you positions. Jobs will appear in advertisements on LinkedIn. Someone will tell you about a job, etc. And it will tick a lot of the boxes of your blueprint. Similarly, you will be intending and you've been visualizing a particular partner, how you'll feel with this partner, particular qualities you want without filling in all the details, and the universe will start sending you people. Either obviously a lot of people on dating apps, or you'll meet people in groups, or you'll meet someone through a friend, you'll meet someone at work, etc., etc. And that person will tick a lot of the boxes of the blueprint. At that point, we get very excited because we realize that this person, this job, is something that we have manifested. We've manifested this, and you absolutely have. So we therefore assume this is the final version of the manifestation. I need to be very grateful for that, and I will accept it, even though, in the case of the house metaphor, the walls are not the right color, even though the kitchen isn't quite the size that I wanted, even though I don't like the shower, even though the bedroom is too small, whatever it might be. We'll just say, well, but everything, I've manifested this. So therefore, what the first thing that I am given, or the third thing I am given, must be the thing that I'm supposed to have. This is what I've manifested. I trust that the universe absolutely will deliver me the best possible option, and therefore, here we have it. But that is where we are mistaken. And that is where we slow down our manifestation, because we end up taking that job that isn't quite right, but ticks a lot of boxes. Or we get involved in that relationship which isn't quite right, but ticks so many of those boxes. And we believe, who am I to have all the things I want? Who am I to, I need to, let's be rational, let's be reasonable. But we're not dealing, this is where we get so trapped in our 3D world, where we think we'll have the rational, the reasonable, we need to, and you can do that. That's up to you. The choice is always yours. But if you are really going for your ultimate manifestation, the ultimate version of the way you want to make money, the ultimate version of the kind of romantic relationship you want, and so on and so forth, this is the point where you need to start saying no. And that's not as easy as it sounds. Because, for example, you can't know in advance if that job is exactly what you wanted. If you have a good intuition, something in your intuition might tell you, I don't think this is quite it. Or even with a relationship, you might think, this person is absolutely amazing. This is the person I've been waiting for. There's so much about this person that is everything that I've wanted, but I'm not sure. Something feels missing. You might have that experience or you might not. But either way, you will likely jump in. You will likely go, well, This is a huge step up from where I was before, and it is absolutely a clear sign that my manifestation has come in, and so I'll jump into it. And that's okay also, and you should. While there though, we then start to think, okay, so when we start to see that there are the elements that are not what we wanted in our blueprint, or maybe it is everything is there from the blueprint, but then once it's all been constructed, you realize, oh, actually, I changed my mind. I need to refine this. I need to change that. That's also okay. You are a creator. You're never going to stop creating. You're never getting it right. You're never getting it done, as Abraham says. You will always have desire. You will always want to iterate. You will always want to improve and create and etc. That's normal. That is expansion. That is desire. That is manifestation. That is being a creator. A creator doesn't create one painting and then say, okay, well, I got rid of that urge and now I'll just admire my painting for the rest of my life. No, there's always the urge for more, to create more, to perfect, to try new things. That's what being a creator is. Does that mean that you should have hundreds of jobs and hundreds of partners? No, it doesn't. It doesn't mean that either, because obviously there's infinitely many things you can create. But also, should you settle? Okay, how do you know if you're settling? If you start to see that the situation that you are in is not the true and complete picture of the intention that you had, the visualizations you had, the way you intended to feel, the way you intended to experience this. If there's a big portion is missing, like in this blueprint, the house that came in is missing a kitchen, then obviously it's missing such a large portion that it cannot possibly be what you manifested or what you intended to manifest. So what are you supposed to do? Does this mean you didn't manifest it? No, you absolutely did manifest your blueprint, but you have another part to play as the co-creator, and that is the part where you say no. So that is when you are in the job and realize, oh, this job's great, but you know what? It doesn't have the opportunity for professional development and expansion that I wanted. It's effectively missing the kitchen. And so you have to say no. How do you say no? You leave the job. You think, well, how am I going to just leave the job? You just have to leave the job, whether you have another job lined up or not. You might think, well, but I need to manifest a better job before I leave this job. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to leave now. Similarly, you don't have to, of course. This is my recommendation. This is how I think and believe and happen to know that that's how manifestation happens more quickly. You can do it however you want, realizing that any choice you make affects the speed of the manifestation due to the density of the energy you're working with. If you are in a job and you're focused your energy there, obviously it's going to take more time to manifest a better situation because your focus is not clear and intentional on what it is you do want, because you're spending a lot of time on what you don't want in that job. So that's just the way you'll have conflicting energy. It'll be more difficult. Similarly, you realize that a relationship is missing a piece, as in, this is all perfect. The relationship is absolutely perfect, but you don't share a vision, like the future that you want is not the same as the future they want. That would be like the kitchen being missing. So you cannot go forward with that relationship. Something too big is missing, whether it was missing on the blueprint or you didn't put enough emphasis into visualizing that, or you did and you just didn't notice, of course, in the beginning stages as you're getting to know each other, that part is out of alignment. So then you have to say no. And that means you have to leave the relationship. How you say no is with action, not with words. So you have to leave things behind. You have to have that bravery, that courage, to demonstrate that trust in the universe, knowing that the universe is bringing you something better and will bring you something better, and that this is a normal part of the co-creation process, even though it feels very challenging and you feel like you're getting it wrong. There's no such thing as getting it wrong. Creation is something that is active, it is something that is in motion, etc. So, for example, you might find that you're in a relationship or you have a job and it's just missing, like there's just something small missing about it. It's not exactly perfect. The tiles aren't what you wanted exactly, but they're nice, but not quite. Or the tapware is different to what you would have preferred, but otherwise you really love the house, like everything's perfect. Okay, well then that is something that maybe you don't need to say no to. Maybe that's something like, well, that's okay. Like this, because I have other things in my life I want to create. And, this job is otherwise perfect. This relationship is otherwise perfect, except for a slight piece. And then that's probably not something you need to say no to. And you can consider that for the time being, at least, your manifestation is absolutely complete and the universe delivered your blueprint the way that you wanted it, and you'll no doubt notice some wonderful surprises that were included in the blueprint that you didn't particularly plan on, and that really delight you and impress you and you are very grateful for. And there's just something small that's not quite, but it's fine. Otherwise, everything is absolutely amazing. And you can absolutely go forward with this job, with this person, and put your attention and energy towards other things you want to create in your life. So, but when there's something big missing, it takes a lot of bravery and courage to recognize the difference between something big missing and something small, and to have that speed of action with the no. To recognize it, to come to terms with it, to say no, and to move away from the thing. And it's scary because you're not jumping into another thing. There's not another version waiting as you say no to one. There's a buffer before the next version. So, there's a lot that's scary about it. There's a lot that means you have to show and demonstrate trust in the universe and this process. So it's not easy as exactly. It's very simple, but it's not an easy thing to do. So I know that, and I've experienced that too. But do know that this is the way that manifestation works, and you need, as a co-creator, you need to also say no. That's part of the process of refinement. That's part of the process of working to create the exact masterpiece of what you want in that area. And you can apply it to anything and everything. So I would love to know your thoughts about this, your experience with this. If you can recognize in your life where you didn't realize it, but you were saying no with your actions, and then what came to you more rapidly. That what you wanted came to you far more rapidly than had you not done that. I'd love to hear your experiences with that, and I hope you found this really helpful in your own manifestation practice. Please like and subscribe, or share this with someone who you think could also use this advice, and I will see you again soon.